silica pack in this. Directions: tear patch open, remove oxygen absorber. Oh, sure, as soon as I say that, there it is. 5 minutes. Fall foliage there. There's a few people camped through here, like a couple of van lifers that I just passed. A little bit of color there, some windmills off in the distance. Vermont's not disappointing, and I've just really kind of started scratching the surface on the state here. Not going to spend really a whole lot of time in Vermont, but maybe have to plan another trip back up just to explore Vermont. Sick back there. He normally rides like a champion, tens of thousands of miles, but his tummy's hurting him a little bit today, so maybe a switch in food or something. Anyway, cruising along, and we'll update you guys. Oh, look at that. That's got some color to it. We'll update you guys once we find a camp spot. But yeah, the color is definitely getting more vibrant now that we're way up north and starting to head east. That's the last house in New Hampshire. That's the Maine state line. And that is a sign that says National Wildlife Refuge. Beware of the moose. Alright, we're finally getting off highway here in Maine. Harvest notification. It looks like that's where they're doing timber cutting. So we're gonna head back into this section. This is gonna take us back towards the Quebec border. It's a pretty rural section back here. There's really nothing, which is exactly what I'm looking for. Kind off this section of topo map, meander our way back. Several lakes in here, some marshes, some creeks. So we're going to kind of head back in here and find an area to set up camp for the night. So we'll update you as we go. We're getting further and further off grid here. Pretty thick woods. Reminds me a little bit of the Kootenai. Actually, it's not as dense as the Kootenai. The colors are great. I bet you there's good colors in the Kootenai right now too. But the fall leaf colors are pretty awesome. Meandering our way down here, there should be some water kind of on our right hand side. Hopefully we can find us a place to camp back here and set up reasonably early. It's only about 3:25 in the afternoon, but it almost seems a little dark. So it's probably going to get pretty dark earlier. Sunset's not until 7:30 tonight. But I have a feeling by 7:30 out here it's going to be pretty close to dark. So maybe we can find us a campsite, maybe we can find some firewood, and then do a bit of exploring on foot. So that's the tentative plan. We really have no advanced knowledge of this area. We're just exploring. Found a big empty spot on the map and decided to shoot up into the middle of it. Scott and I are gonna do some hiking here, kind of explore this area, see what we can find, see if this is gonna be a good spot for us to camp tonight, and get a plan. So we'll update you guys along the way as to what we find, what we see. And there, let's go. Straight ahead, center frame in the road is a wildcat. Standing right there in the road. Stop scouting. It's disappeared right off in here. Unless it went on up the road. Got a moose track right there. There's several bull moose tracks. Or moose tracks, not bull moose tracks, but moose tracks on this route so far. Alright, we have just arrived in the North Woods of Maine. We've been here less than 3 hours. Scott and I just finished up about a 2-mile hike where we were kind of scouting out and doing some exploration. We turned the corner on this road that we were walking, and we were under 25 yards of a big cat. In Arkansas, I would have called it a bobcat growing up. Probably a lynx up here. It was about almost as tall as Scout, not quite as tall. And I did get some recording of it. Now we're about, like I said, under 25 yards, but with the GoPro lens, we'll have to see how it turns out. Maybe I can, in the editing software, zoom it in a little bit, but it actually hid from us a little bit. Scott and I approached it on camera. It turned broadside in the road and then trotted up the road away from us, and I got all of that on camera. And so it's hard to tell in the GoPro viewfinder how well and clear it came through, but I'm hoping in the editing software I can kind of point it out to you guys, because it was definitely pretty cool. So this area ended up being kind of an interesting area for an exploration. I don't think it's where we're going to camp. I've got a spot on the topo map, of where I think we're going to camp. We're going to backtrack down this road, make a right, and then another right, and come up the other side of the ridge of where we just saw that cat, and try to camp right in that area there. It's about 13 minutes till 5 o'clock at night, and so I think we're probably going to start to see some animals moving here as we get closer to last light, and want to get off the road before it kind of gets dusk, because the moose are not your friend on any sort of road, even a four-wheel drive road. As it gets dark, they're just so big, they will seriously take out a car and take you out. Excuse me. So that's the story. Maine is off to a rockin' start. I can't wait to see where this goes. I think this is where we're going to camp, but I was going to show you right back here behind the Tundra. Some very large animal has bedded down here, and there's another one right there. What is that, Scout? I'm gonna guess moose. All right, it's about 5:26. We're gonna go on another hike here up till twilight. Come back, set up camp, and cook a steak, I think. The woods here in this northwood section of Maine are really thick, and the oranges and the reds in the trees is really starting to pop. We're about a half a mile back from the truck. We're going to start to kind of get camp set up and make dinner. So we'll film that and take you guys along with us on that part of the adventure. Definitely a pretty spot where I've got the Tundra parked. Leaves are really popping. I don't know how level it is. We're gonna investigate that now.